What's up guys, it is Foxy98 here and welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today here on my channel. Today we're here with another episode of my F1 2020 My Team career mode for you guys today here on the channel. Today we're here for the US Grand Prix. Now if you do end up enjoying today's video, feel free to drop the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well, as we try and make our way towards 20,000 subscribers, hopefully by the end of the year. At the point of recording this video, there are still 51% of you that watch these videos that are not yet subscribed, so please, if you can, feel free to give a helping hand out and just click the subscribe button. It's completely free and you just help me out even more, which I really appreciate. And I just want to say a massive thank you for all the love and support on my videos as of late. And also a big welcome to all of you guys that are new around here. We've been seeing a very decent growth on the channel as of late, and I'm really happy to see that, as at the moment I didn't expect to see all that much with me only posting my team at the moment, with all my challenges and stuff yet to come. First things first though, we've got an invitational event here, and of course we're going to be doing the invitational event to get ourselves a free 1,000 acclaim and also $150,000, which is absolutely brilliant for us. And it was basically a pursuit whereby we started last in a much faster classic car, and we had to just go ahead and attack all of the slower classic cars and overtake them. And we did it with ease. I mean, I got a warning for collision, but who cares? And as you can see, as we come across the line here on the end of the third lap now, you have 3 laps to do it. We finished a good 5.5 seconds clear of our closest competitor, and nearly 26 seconds clear of the first car that we overtook. So, yeah, nothing really to worry about with that one. Nice and chilled here at Russia. So we're cool with that. We were recently at Russia, actually, a couple of races ago. But it's free money and it's free team acclaim. So if it's something that you guys are not doing, be sure to go do them, because you'll really benefit from them in the long run. But for us, of course, we're going to take that. We're going to take the money and take the acclaim. And obviously the goal, finish in first place, is the pursuit. And job well done. So we're going to do that now, and we're going to continue back on with our advancements. As you can see, we are still saving up all of our money. We are not I'm not intending on spending anything now for the rest of the season. I am literally just flat out investing because I wanted a better driver. Short. I don't really want to use Jack Aitken for next season. I've got a few in mind, but yeah, I want to get a different driver in. So we need to do some investments, and obviously as well.
Right, listen up, everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now, there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful, so let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
See, I knew there was a technical regulation coming, but I completely forgot what episode it actually happened, because I'm already I haven't started Season 2 yet. I've done practice for Season 2 in Australia, but I knew there was a tech reg coming in, but it actually was quite a dull quite a dull regulation change. It was just durability. So, yeah, I've done 2 upgrades in the durability so far, because I don't really care about it that much. So, yeah, that didn't really do anything. If it was like the aerodynamics or something, I probably would have gone and punched a bin, but it's not, so who cares? Yeah, I mean, durability, it is literally just one thing. So that's the last time I'm going to be spending my resource points, saving those 2 durability parts. I will focus on durability next season, because I do believe that it's really going to help us out and allow less grid penalties to come into effect. And just let us, you know, not have to take so many power units, because the aim is as we get faster and faster, we won't be getting knocked out of Q1, I hope anyway, as much as, you know, we have done this season. So I will focus on that, but considering it was only a durability regulation change, I couldn't care less. It was only 2 parts, done that, job done. And we can move back on with the race weekend then. So we're here for qualifying now for the US Grand Prix. As you can see, my main mechanic there looking absolutely spectacular, as he gives me vital information about the car, in which I asked him about my country, and he just replied with all is safe. So that's very nice. Round the final corner then for our first run here. And as we cross the start-finish line, so 1 minute 30.8 actually just put us fastest, which I was kind of shocked about, really. And that gave me some positive ambitions moving forward in the session. And I decided to skip through the end of qualifying. A lot of people I've been seeing, content creators, have been literally getting absolutely slapped down the grid order when they simulate through qualifying. I don't get that. I've not had it. I don't know if it's a PC thing, or if people on Xbox have had it. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you've got F1 2020 right now, do you have the qualifying glitch where you just get completely demoted all the way down? Because I've never had it. And I just wanted to get your opinion on that, and seeing what platform it could potentially be on may influence that. It's Q2 then. Our first flying lap was 1 minute 30.8 for Verstappen, rocks up with a monstrous 129 point, whatever the hell he did. So we need to respond to that now, and we're going to do just that on our next flying lap here. We go very, very wide on the exit there, but it's okay. I've actually lost a lot of time. I actually went wide in the last corner as well. Very scruffy final 2 corners to cross the start-finish line, but it's a 130.3, and I believe that is going to be enough to get us into Q3. It does so in P8, but what's crucial is that we do have the pace to go even faster because we messed up those last 2 corners badly. So we've definitely got potential to probably get into the 129s if we absolutely nail our lap time. But of course, we have to nail our lap time. That's the short answer behind it. So that's what we have to try and deal with. There is a couple of cars trying to come on through. Now, in towards Q3, I actually got baited, and I got baited hard, and it annoyed me. So on the screen, before I went out into Q3, it said rain, and it was going to get worse. So I went out on my fresh set of soft tyres right at the start of the session, because I was told it was going to rain, and it never did. So I ended up rushing my lap, making a few errors here and there. I didn't even set a quicker lap than I did in Q2, and I completely screwed it up. So I'm going to have a word with my technical team. Either they're really, really stupid, or the fact is Force Career has just come to the United States. And they probably are trying to hack all of my systems right now. I'm going to go with plan B. I'm going to go with option B. So if Claire does mention that, I will tell her that the Pentagon is going to get it. But for now, you can see here that we're just talking about the regulation change. And like I said, it's not even going to hit our car. It's just 2 elements of durability, and I'm not that bothered. So in terms of our rivalry with Charles Leclerc, yeah, we just are now 1 point behind Charles Leclerc. In fact, he's just gone ahead of us now in that rivalry. So fan dabby dozy. But without further ado, let's get straight into the main event, which is, of course, the US Grand Prix.
Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin, in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself 14 miles southeast of the city centre and home to the US Grand Prix since 2012. The latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of the wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds of around 200 miles an hour, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into turn 1 and the very long back straight into turn 12. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Now, I want to ask you about Jack Aitken. Looks like they've got a tough race in store today as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Vettel, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Albon, Ricciardo, Sainz, Perez and Thomas, Norris, Kvyat, Pierre Gasly and Raikkonen, Magnussen, Grosjean, George Russell and Nicholas Latifi. Ocon, they've taken a grid penalty. Stroll, Aitken and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Alright then guys, so here we are on the grid to start this US Grand Prix. It's going to be a one-stop strategy actually for this Grand Prix. Soft tyres to the hard tyres for this race. Or we could do a two-stopper. They didn't look too bad, but here we are then on the grid. We've got ourselves 5 red lights, and it is eventually going to be lights out, and we go here to start the US Grand Prix. It's another brilliant start here. We've got straight past Sergio Perez, straight past Carlos Sainz, and now we've got the inside line in towards the first corner here. We go in towards turn 1, a little bit of contact there between myself and Verstappen as we dove it right up the inside, but if there's a gap there, I'm going for it. And if you're not going to bother looking in your mirrors, tough luck, as we now go through in towards the S section. Vettel gets really squirmish there through the exit. Bottas really compromising Sebastian's line, but we get through now up into 4th place in the US Grand Prix. Talk about making some places off the start line. We've flown up in the grid now, which is superb for us, but Sebastian Vettel is now behind us in a good old P5 there. So that's kind of awkward for him on that front, but now on to lap 3 of this Grand Prix. Vettel is going to be coming at us at a vast rate of knots, so here he comes now the Ferrari man as we break in towards the last corner here. Not the last corner. What am I on about? It's the hairpin. Now onto the back straight here. Sebastian with a very nice run, actually, as we go onto the exit here now. Deploying as much ERS as we can, but obviously we need to know the battles that we're fighting with aren't going to be with all of the front runners. As here comes Vettel now with the DRS, gaining on us, gaining. He's got to move now. He's got to run down the inside line. Vettel goes through up into 4th place now, and he can chase after the Mercedes and his teammate. And for me, my focus is behind with Daniel Ricciardo and Alex Albon, because these Renaults seem to have had a massive resurgence as we get very close to the back of Vettel there in their power unit. They are rapid in a straight line, and it scares me. So now onto lap 6 of the Grand Prix, we've got a yellow flag then, I think, that's just happened in the background. Yeah, we do. So someone has had a problem in there, and we can just see there is a car slowing down there in the background. So problems there for one of those drivers as we continue to try and press after Vettel. 1.4 is the gap between myself and Seb. 1.3 is the gap between myself and Ricciardo, and it's Romain Grosjean then that is out of the US Grand Prix in the Haas car, of course. That is a disaster for them, obviously being their home Grand Prix. And as you can see here, just quite frankly, a mechanical problem. As he pulls over to the side, or it might actually be an engine failure for that matter, as you can see there. Parks up to the side, and that's his race done. On to lap 8 of the Grand Prix, and unfortunately, the tyre wear kicked in a lot quicker than I expected, which does mean, as we now go in towards the pit stops here, we are going to have to alternate my strategy. I wanted to try and do the one-stopper, but the tyre wear was a little bit higher for me anyway than it was for everyone else. I was actually reacting here to everybody else. Look how quick I made my decision here. Bottas has gone on to soft tyres. Vettel has pitted for soft tyres. I've selected mediums at the moment. I'm coming into my garage, quick selection, soft done. And I just managed to get my soft tyres ready. That was close, wasn't it? Yeah, we nearly had to go into the mediums then. It wouldn't have been a problem, obviously. But yeah, I really panicked then and nearly went out on the wrong tyre compound. But hey ho, it is what it is. We got through. And Albon is next on my hit list now to try and attack. But of course, I need to actually get in front of him. So we're going to have to try and be a little bit patient here with my move on Alex Albon. He is trying to attack my teammate Aiken. Speaking of my move versus Albon and Aiken, we're going to go down the inside of the pair of them now. I should have probably mentioned this at the start of the video, but I had a lot of recording problems at the very end when I was getting all the replay cameras. All of that footage is null and void. Also, actually, the race results are null and void, but luckily I found this tiny clip it by 1 frame to get a picture. So at the end, there'll be a picture to showcase what the race results are. This video in general was a little bit of a mess to try and save, but luckily the whole race itself, as you can see, is okay. Apart from there was a little bit of a glitch before we came to the pit lane, but the entirety of the replay cameras and most of the final bit of the video is all corrupt. So yeah, I had to do a little bit of saving, like my ERS battery, which I'm not very good at, but luckily I'm good at video saving-ish. As we now go and try and attack Antonio Giovinazzi here, around the outside and towards turn 1. I tried to switch back on Giovinazzi, but he just sort of covered my line very, very nicely. Now going towards the S section here, getting very aggressive versus Gio. I didn't want to be held up by him any longer, so I just decided to force him out my way quite easily. Lap 16 of the Grand Prix, very quiet middle stint, and we're coming in now for a set of the medium compound tyres. Now, there was a lot of drivers that did the one-stop strategy. Not many people actually went and pressed on a 2-stopper, so we're actually going to lose track position here to Daniel Ricciardo, Esteban Ocon and Sergio Perez. I think we're going to lose track position on, which is not very good. If we were on the hard tyres, we probably could have got to the end, but I just felt like the tyre wear was a little bit too strong, and I sort of instantly reacted to the drivers in front of me, when in hindsight maybe I should have just reacted to the drivers that were behind me and matched them. But at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. Luckily in this race now, we can be the aggressor, and crucially, Albon is stuck behind Pierre Gasly, who's going to the end of the race. So, as you can see, Albon here is 8 seconds behind us, and he still hasn't passed Gasly. So, Albon having an absolute nightmare back there. But for me, we are now on the attack. This is the one time. Normally, I'm the one doing the alternate strategies, but in today's race, I'm doing the different strategy. I'm going on the attack now. So let's see what we can do then as we get very close onto the brakes then on Sergio Perez. This move's going to be quite tough, actually, because the Renault is, like I said, super quick in a straight line, and the Racing Point has got DRS on Esteban Ocon. So let's try something ambitious, shall we? Let's go for a dive down the inside in towards this hairpin, and again, Perez just turns in on me. Clearly didn't know I was coming. I mean, I was a very, very long way back, but it was a beautiful move, and that corner is so wide that you can just take that line in there. And we move now on to the start of lap 23 of the Grand Prix. We've got DRS and Esteban Ocon here again. A little bit of a tough one, this one, to try and get past already. You can see how quick he is in a straight line, but we're going to go for it down the inside on Esteban Ocon, and that time around, I made sure that he didn't have enough room to even think of a switchback line, because I knew I'd gone in deep, so I tried to do like a Vettel-esque type thing where he forced them really, really wide, a la Austria. But for that one, yeah, we couldn't do any further more. Now, onto lap 24 of the Grand Prix, the gap to myself and Ricciardo is 2.9 seconds, but if you watch my gears very, very closely, we do have yet another gearbox problem, and just like in the Italian Grand Prix, ho-ho, it's 5th gear that's decided to break. And like I said, if there's any gear that I really wanted not to break, it would be 5th gear. It's like one of the most important gears to have in a Formula 1 car. Just break my 3rd gear, like go break my 2nd gear, for example. Drop me from 3rd into 1st or something. That's fine, I don't care about that, but not this gear, please. But anyway, yeah, gap is now 2.6 seconds. We're trying our best to close it, but unfortunately, I just don't have the pace. And I tried. Eventually, my gears came back. I pushed so hard that I even track extended and got myself a time penalty for it. But luckily, we're 14 seconds clear of Esteban Ocon. But we come across the line then. It's going to be P6 in the US Grand Prix. And to be honest, I'm not too bothered about that. It was an okay Grand Prix. Strategy-wise, we probably should have done the one stop in hindsight. But I just didn't think my tyre was there. Plus, at least I got to be aggressive and have a couple of scraps in there as well and go all-out attack, which is what the Koreans love to do. Yeah, credit to Ricciardo, he held off. I mean, you could see the gap between Ocon and Ricciardo was literally nothing, and then it increased to 14 seconds. Me and Ricciardo were pushing that hard to hold track position. But yeah, very, very great race. But I'm going to go now into more futuristic mode and showcase the actual final classification, because you guys aren't going to be able to see that. So as you can see, here is the race classification. Like I said, I just managed to find one frame which had a clear picture of what the classification was. So Lewis Hamilton won the Grand Prix ahead of Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel, with Bottas finishing in P4 for Mercedes. Ricciardo finishes in P5, the second best of the one-stoppers. Hamilton was the other man that did a one-stop strategy. We finished in P6 on the two-stop, which, like I said, it was the wrong call, but I mean, we still finished higher than when we started, so we can't complain. Ocon finishes in P7 ahead of Sergio Perez in P8. Albon in P9 ahead of Max Verstappen there. Awful race for Red Bull, and they got stuck behind Pierre Gasly, who finished in P11. They did manage to overtake him in the end, and they caught up to Perez and Ocon, but they couldn't get the job done. Norris in P12 ahead of Kvyat and Kimi Raikkonen, rounding off the top 14 places. Unfortunately, like I said, I couldn't get a frame to showcase the second half of the table. It was completely broken. So we're going to move over now into the team headquarters and round off the video. So here we are then, back with where we were just a second ago. And here is the podium then. Literally from as soon as this podium had finished, it might have been glitching in this podium. I don't even know. I just tried to cut out as much as I could. But in terms of our race, like I said, it was quite fun though, I will admit, because at least I just got to go all out aggressive and just go on the attack there. So I can't complain about that. And I had a lot of fun. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode video for you guys here at the US Grand Prix. If you guys have enjoyed it, feel free to drop it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well, as we push our way towards 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I hope. And yeah, until then, I will see you guys next time. So thank you very much for watching. Take care all, and peace.